Thank you so much. As we remain standing, let's have the opening prayer. Dr. Nzeve, please.
Let us pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you this morning. We thank you because of your love. We thank you because of your care. And as we stand before you this morning, we acknowledge that we cannot do without you because it is in you we live, we move, and we have our being. We thank you for enabling us to congregate again this year for this international conference. We thank you because you brought us this far. We want to thank you for the university leadership led by our council, the university management board, the Senate, and the rest of the leadership. We say thank you because this far we have seen you as you have continued to cause our university to grow to greater heights. We want to thank you also for the invited guests who have come to grace this occasion, officials from the Ministry of Higher Education, and other invited guests, oh God. We say thank you. We say thank you because you have enabled them to come, that they may also give us some tips and wisdom, even on how to continue doing research for the glory of your name. We are also grateful for all the participants, the researchers, both local and also international, who have come, and others will be also virtually. We pray in the name of Jesus that as we engage in these 3 days, we are asking that, Lord, you're going to be together with us, and that as we engage on matters, research, innovation, and also technology, it will be for the betterment of our country, that our nation will continue to grow to the glory and the honor of your name. We surrender everything to you this morning, and we pray, give us good health as we engage from today to Friday. Thank you. We pray that let your presence, let your peace that surpasses all human understanding guard our hearts and in our minds. And by the hand of it all, we shall say thank you because you have helped us, O Lord. We worship and we thank you. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you so much. Please be seated. Our chief guest of today, the PS, the chairman of the council, our vice chancellor and the DVCs, and the VC representative KU, all the participants, ladies and gentlemen. This is a moment that you like to get a bit of entertainment by our university choir. And I can see they are ready for the entertainment. So I will just tell you for now, relax, let's be entertained. Thank you. University choir, uwanja ni wenu. participants for today and take us to the next part of the program. Professor, let's appreciate him as he comes. Yes, Professor.
Thank you, the Master of Ceremony, Dr. Alex Kamwaria. Our distinguished guests, the Chief Guest, the PS, Permanent Secretary, State Department of Higher Education and Research, Ministry of Education, represented the PS, State Department of Higher Education and Research, Ministry of Education, represented by Dr. David Watene, the Chairman of the Machakos University Council, Dr. Christopher Gakau, our Acting Vice Chancellor, Machakos University, represented by Professor Mungendi, representative of the Vice Chancellor, Kenyatta University, Professor Kivunge. We have Professor Waswa, who will be launching a book. Then we have the University Management Board, keynote speakers and other invited guests. We have guests who are online. The event is being live streamed online. And we have representation from different countries. So this is an international conference with representation from 9 countries: USA, Botswana, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Hungary, Kenya, amongst others. And physically, we have the representation of 2 countries who have sent delegates to our conference. Allow me to introduce them. We have guests from Chambogo University from Uganda. Thank you. We have guests from the National University of Technology from Zimbabwe. Thank you and welcome. And all our participants who have joined us online, we welcome you to this conference. This is our 5th international conference, and we are running from today, which is 14th, through to Friday, the 16th. And feel welcome to Machakos University. There will be showcasing of certain exhibits. Participate in that and enjoy your stay in this university. So, honorable members, I want to welcome you once again and invite our acting Vice Chancellor, the representative of the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Linkages, to introduce the other guests and proceed with the program. Thank you and welcome.
Tumpigie makofi ya kilo akija. Yes, I think he's getting prepared. Uwanja ni wako, Prof.
Thank you very much. Invited guests, our chief guest, who is ably represented, the acting Vice Chancellor, the Chairman of Machakos University Council, the various powerful scholars who are presenting papers today and tomorrow and Friday. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the 5th International Conference of Machakos University. At the front here, we have got several guests. Our chairman of the council, Dr. Gakao, he can wave. We have the representative of our chief guest. Yes, a wonderful man. We have Professor Kivunge, who will be giving a few remarks later. We do have our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, James Mola, and our Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Mugendi Morida, the man in specs. Yes, I think we will be having various keynote speakers who are seated amongst you, and I think we will be introducing them as they come. One of the keynote speakers is John Paul Okwiri. The other one is George Njuguna. We have Professor Cecil Kingondu. Professor Fuchaka Waswa. There he is. Thank you very much. We have Professor Jerry Magutu on his way. Then there are other senior presenters whom you will be able to listen to. I would like to thank those guests who have come, and I would like us to appreciate them. When I say, and for this, clap, use your hands. And for this, you clap, pap. And then I say, and for that, you stamp, clap. So, and for this, and for that, good. Now feel at home at Machakos University. Yes, our color, we emphasize color blue, and you can see a lot of blue color around us. It communicates something special about our university. More of this will be known as you interact with our members of staff and other senior members who are here. So, may I take this great opportunity to thank and welcome you all to Machakos University 5th International Conference under the theme, Leveraging Research, Innovation, and Technology for Socio-Economic Development. This is the 5th in a series of international workshops whose main themes were developed in an effort to address the global challenges and prevailing local situations. This particular theme for this international workshop and conference emphasizes the end results of socioeconomic development challenges, faced 135 abstracts from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Hungary, in the USA. We also have presenters who represent online from outside universities, including the Tianjin City Vocational College. And we are quite proud that we are the hosts for this function. There will be a book of proceedings, so your works will not go in vain. We shall have a book of proceedings. We have a book of abstracts. And the papers after review will be published in our Machakos University Journal of Science and Technology. So your visibility in the global market of academia will be enhanced by your having to come to attend this international conference. So I would like to thank all our guests, authors of various papers, abstracts, and other participants who chose this conference as a platform to disseminate their research output. Congratulations and appreciation go to Professor Douglas Shitanda and his co-authors for having completed a textbook entitled Farm Energy, Power, and Machinery for Non-Engineers. A reader for the university and college students in Kenya, and you can borrow a leaf for your countries when you go back. We have the famous UNESCO Cloud Computing Chair housed in Machakos University, as we shall be launching in a few minutes. And we have a cloud computing workshop that is the third in African continent. And you can clap for us a bit because the third, number 3 is not a bad number. Hello? And the purpose of the chair is to promote an integrated system of research, training, information, and documentation on cloud computing for sustainable development. It will facilitate collaboration between high-level, internationally recognized researchers and academic staff of the university and other regions of the world. Lastly, as I conclude, I wish to thank the sponsors of this conference, Machakos University itself, Absa Bank, and Sidian Bank for their support. I also thank our partners, and in particular, the Tianjin City Vocational College in China for the continued support in training and research in areas of cloud computing, Internet of Things, blockchain technology, and big data. I thank the conference committee members and the secretariat for ensuring that this conference is a success. I wish you all a very engaging and exciting conference. I wish you to know that this is a great day. This is a wonderful day, and it's going to even end as a magnificent day for not only Machakos University, for all of you as participants. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome, and for that, you clap up. And for that, and for that was stamp, and for this was clap, and for this, and for that, and for this, and for that, you are welcome, and for that, Sambaza, when you go, remember Machakos, but remember you have made a mark on the international scene. So God bless you abundantly. And it is now my pleasure to welcome the representative of the acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Mugendi Muridha. Professor Muridha is actually also the chair of the UNESCO Cloud Computing. He is also our acting DVC Administration Planning and Finance, and he's a very widely published person, and he's a very widely recognized person. He is an international designer who has been given an honor in South Africa. So can we welcome him? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Karibu.
Thank you, Professor Mbeiwa, for that generous welcome. The chief guest, who is the Principal Secretary for Higher Education and Research, Ministry of Education, Madam Beatrice Inyangala, who is represented by Dr. David Watene, the Chairman of the University Council, Dr. Christopher Gatama Gakahu, the Director, Law Division at UNEP, Professor Patricia Mbote, members of Machakos University Council present, the Chief Executive Officer, Konza Technopolis Development Authority, the Chief Executive Officer, National Research Fund, Vice Chancellors and representatives from other universities present, and we recognize the representative of the Vice Chancellor of Kenyatta University, Professor Kivunge, keynote speakers, guest speakers, officials and representatives of the county government of Machakos, participants from other countries, members of staff of Machakos University, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's my pleasure to read this speech on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Joyce Agalo. But I would like to start by saying the Ugandan, there's a Nigerian proverb that says that if you throw a stone in a crowded marketplace, the first person you hit would most likely be your own relative. And if I threw a stone in this general direction, I'd hit Patrick from Chambogo University and his team, who happens to be one of those extended relatives from our various spheres of life. So most welcome, everyone. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome you all to this year's 5th Annual International Conference at Machakos University, whose theme is Leveraging Research, Innovation, and Technology for Socioeconomic Development. Machakos University was chartered in October 2016 as an academic institution committed to making meaningful impact in society through research, innovation, and technology transfer processes. Research, innovation, and technology have always been at the core of the university's philosophy to provide transformative leadership in teaching, training, research, industrial, and technology transfer for wealth creation. The philosophy is anchored in the university's vision, mission, and core values. Honorable PS representative, ladies and gentlemen, these fundamental statements of the university demonstrate and reflect our firm belief, commitment, and firm resolve to transform lives and shape the future of our people through impactful research and innovation activities and processes. We gather here this morning to share outputs of such activities as we appreciate the applications in transforming development and the immense potential they would hold in addressing the various socioeconomic challenges, both locally and internationally. Machakos University takes pride in her rich legacy of research and innovation achievements as a result of the tireless efforts of our faculty and staff and the indomitable and remarkable passion and spirit of our students, some of whom you've met this morning who sang beautifully. And I think now the trending hashtag is hashtag MachaUni. And so through various collaborative endeavors and rigorous inquiry, the university has made significant strides in various fields using tools such as artificial intelligence, big data, blockchain, cloud computing, information and computer technology, among others, to address various emerging challenges that we may face as a country as well as a global population. So honorable PS's representative, ladies and gentlemen, research, innovation, and technology must give rise to outputs which address socioeconomic challenges through creation of knowledge that informs tangible solutions which drive economic growth. As a university, we have ensured that we contribute to and play a vital role not only to the national conversation, but also within the global arena by co-creating and distributing knowledge and information on leveraging research, innovation, and technology for socioeconomic development. This has been made possible by establishing appropriate programs, mentorship, and collaboration with industry partners, by empowering the next generation of researchers, innovators, and change makers through targeted mentorship so that we continue to shape the socioeconomic landscape. Since collaboration is a cornerstone of our success, we recognize that tackling complex challenges requires inter, multi, and transdisciplinary approaches and partnerships that transcend traditional discipline boundaries. Our collaborations have yielded remarkable research outcomes, such as breakthrough technologies, sustainable practices, and positive socioeconomic impact as envisioned in our mission. Indeed, some of these have also been expressed through innovations, and most recently we had an Innovation Week and also participated at the Machakos National Show, in which our innovations were showcased. So Honorable PS's representative, ladies and gentlemen, as Machakos University, our efforts to transfer research, innovation, and technology outputs and commercialize the same for the benefit of our researchers have not been confined merely to the realms of academia, but also have found space within the efforts of addressing societal issues and challenges. We take cognizance of the socioeconomic challenges facing society, which we are committed to addressing through impactful, innovative technologies and ideas which will address the challenges of housing, healthcare disparities, climate change, which is a global challenge for us all, environmental degradation, poverty alleviation, ICT, as well as the blue economy, among others. This initiative plays a significant role in positively impacting the society. So Honorable PS's representative, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I encourage everyone present that as we look to the future, our commitment as participants, researchers, and innovators should expand our horizons in a bid to embrace emerging fields through leveraging of new and emerging technologies. Indeed, there's an African proverb that says that tomorrow belongs to those who plan for it today. We invite collaborations and partnerships from industry, government agencies, and sister institutions to join hands with us as we forge new paths and create a better future for all of us and the generations to come. So finally, I wish to extend my gratitude to all the participants, our sponsors, and organizers of this conference, the organizing team. If you just briefly just stand up so that everyone would recognize you. The organizing committee for this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge. Yeah. Okay, thank you, and we do appreciate that very much. Let us use this forum to share knowledge, foster collaborations, and explore innovative approaches that will shape a brighter and sustainable future. Let us together leverage research, innovation, and technology to create a sustainable and prosperous future for our communities and society at large. Indeed, as Barack Obama, who you all know, once said, now is not the time to get these job-creating investments. It's not the time to gut these job-creating investments in science and innovation. Now is the time to reach a level of research and development not seen since the height of the space race. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless you. I would have done more justice, but I'm under mentorship from Professor Mbeiwa, so my responses and applause will be improved in the next session. It gives me great pleasure to now invite the chairman of Council, Machakos University Council, Dr. Christopher Gatama Gakahu, to come and address this forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Is the mic speaking from there? Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be among you this morning, more so with our chief guest, represented by David Watene. If you want to translate that name in other languages, it means of a long time ago. So he's bringing to us quite a lot, and it's an honor for him to represent the PS. He's Director of Higher Education in the Ministry of Education. The other guests we are expecting who have not yet arrived, and we really appreciate Professor Kibunge representing our colleague and mentor, Professor Wainaina of Kenyatta University, We recognize the keynote speakers who are here this morning, including Professor Waswa and other members of his team, officials of the county government of Machakos, members of staff of Machakos University, students, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to our 5th International Conference, whose theme is leveraging research, innovation, and technology for economic development. This is a very, very pertinent theme, and you only come to appreciate it if you look back and the changes which have taken place in your neighborhood, in your community, in your country, and globally because of innovation and research. About 46 years ago, when some of us were doing our PhD, the technology which is here today was not there. The most advanced technology was the machine you use for counting. That is the best machine you could use when you're handling your data. If you are more advanced, you had a programmable calculator where we would zip in a magnetic tape and then it would calculate for you the regression. There was no way you could draw a graph with a computer. They never used to exist. And when you did your graph, you used the graph paper, which we used to use in secondary school and primary school, and then trace that. And then it was a job to take it back into your publication. So we must acknowledge and appreciate where we have come from when it comes to technology and the challenge we have to make things better, because I tell you where we were those 46 years ago and where we will be in the coming years depends on what you people who are in the market now looking for innovations and doing research will take us. So I'm delighted to lead and guide Machakos University commitment to shaping the future through research, training, innovation, knowledge sharing, and collaboration with other stakeholders, our partners. And honorable peers, ladies and gentlemen, research involves creating new knowledge through critical investigation, moving into areas previously unknown. So if you are moving into areas which are known, you are not doing research. Research is coming with new information, new knowledge. The University Council plays a critical role in application of scholarship and providing strategic direction together with leadership to enable fostering environment that nurtures research, innovation, and technology. It involves a discovery of truth and solution to the problems, particularly socioeconomic development. We at Machakos University will do all we can to drive the socioeconomic agenda of our nation through outputs of our research that address a wide range of development challenges facing the society at large. At the core of university mission, which is providing scholarly education through training, research, and innovation for industrial and social transformation of our communities, lies a commitment to realize socioeconomic transformation in industry and within our communities. The university has ensured establishment of policies, infrastructure, and funding mechanisms to empower our academic staff and students, together with the researchers, to be able and to be in the new frontiers of knowledge who will contribute to envisioned transformations. It is important to note that the university's commitment extends beyond our immediate boundaries and our nation. This has been made possible through various strategic partnerships with key institutions, which have been mentioned here by the previous speakers. And this has been among academia, in industry, and government organizations, so as to take advantage of the different competitive advantages, leveraging on existing competencies, expertise, knowledge, skills, and resources key to addressing socio-economic challenges facing society. This is what this strategic partnership have been mentioned sometimes as building of the social capital. It is through networks, knowledge practices, practice communities in various sectors that we enhance the resources available to us, and by forging strong bonds and nurturing collaborative research projects through remarkable breakthroughs and success that have far-reaching socio-economic impact across geographical boundaries we have already witnessed. Honorable peers, ladies and gentlemen, the university is also committed to ensuring that outputs of the various activities undertaken are relevant and have practical positive implications on society. Staff researchers in the university strive to address real challenges and develop practical hands-on solutions to improve people's lives besides contributing to sustainable development. By forging strong partnerships with industry, the government and government bodies, the university ensures that our efforts are aligned with the needs of society, and that the research and innovation outcomes find practical applications that benefit society and drive economic growth. The University Council understands the importance and value of resource mobilization and investment. We therefore seek opportunities to attract funding from public-private partnerships and engage various organizations for support. Mobilized resources are critical in supporting groundbreaking research, transformative innovation, and technology-driven socio-economic development. Honorable peers, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, it is important to note that broad and intensive monitoring and evaluations are critical components of Machakos University operations, all the way from at individual level, from the top to the lowest levels. We recognize the importance of measuring impact, assessing outcomes, and ensuring accountability for effective utilization of the resources that are available to us by the government and by our development partners. By implementing robust monitoring and evaluation frameworks, research, innovation, and technology efforts undertaken by staff are focused and effective and aligned with the university's strategic goals. The university is committed to continuous improvement, learning from past experiences, and adapting research and innovation and approaches to maximize the positive impact of our activities and endeavors. Finally, I wish to once again extend my gratitude on my own behalf and on behalf of my council members and the entire university, and welcome you to this conference. The participants, the organizers, sponsors, and partners who have made this holding of this 5th annual international conference possible. During this event, we need to share knowledge, foster collaborations and partnerships, and explore new avenues for leveraging research, innovation, and technology for socio-economic development. This is because by coming together, we can create a future where knowledge and research are used to transform lives, where innovation thrives, and where technology is harnessed for greater good of humanity, in line with what Margaret Huffman said that, and I quote, "For good ideas and true innovation, you need human interaction, you need conflict, you need argument, and you need debate." God bless you all, and God bless Machakos University, and God bless Kenya. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much. Let's appreciate him with a thunderous applause. Bana. Let's do it like a 3 factorial. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So at this juncture, we would like to have a virtual presentation online. These are remarks to be done by Liang, the Vice Chancellor of Tianjin City Vocational College. As I've said, this is going to be online, so I request all the guests seated in front to take up their positions so that we are in one voice. So the IT, please keep us on the loop. So, Professor, yes, Professor Lee, can you hear us? Professor Liang, please tell us whether you can hear us. So if you can hear us, please give us an indicator, Professor Lee. I see it. Professor Lee Yang, can you hear us?
services. Among our 26 vocational programs, the senior care and early childhood education are especially outstanding compared with those in similar vocational colleges in Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei province, and also have a good reputation nationwide. The college focuses on the integration of the regional industry and application and the development of the digital economy, and have jointly built the Huawei Big Data Modern Industry College with Huawei Technologies Corporation Limited. The college has established a Dubai workshop in cooperation with Machakos University, and at the same time has carried out professional course exchanges and cooperation with Canberra University of Applied Sciences in Finland and Waikato University of Technology in New Zealand. Kenya Dubai Workshop is the second one established by Tianjin in Africa, opening a new chapter in the cooperation between China and Kenya in the cultivation of high-end technical talents in the field of ICT and deepening people-to-people exchanges between the two countries. Kenya Dubai Workshop is based on China's international professional teaching standards for vocational education and adopts the teaching model of engineering practice innovation project to implement construction. The workshop has 4 areas, including cloud network integration teaching area, data center teaching area, smart city teaching area, and aerial classroom. In combination with Kenya's need for digital management platforms, it carries out cloud computing and information security bachelor degree program and provides technical training for local enterprises in Kenya. In the past 4 years, through the annual meeting efforts of both sides, City College and Machakos University have continued to deepen cooperation, and the Kenya Global Workshop has achieved fruitful outputs in personnel training, vocational skills competition, teaching resources construction, social training, and other aspects, and has also been positively affirmed and praised by both countries and people. The core of the Dubai Workshop is the Engineering Practice Innovation Project, which is a teaching mode of China's vocational education suitable for skills training, and a summary of a practical exploration and theoretical research of China's vocational education. It is this mode that helps the establishment of Dubai Workshop as an international brand. At the World Conference on Vocational Education Development in Tianjin in 2022, the China Association for International Educational Exchange awarded licenses to 27 Dubai workshops built in Asia, Africa, and Europe, and ours is one of them. With the economic development and upgrading of the industrial structure, the social demand for technical skills is becoming more and more diverse. China attaches great importance to vocational education. The newly revised vocational education law makes it clear that vocational education is an important type of education and encourages the development of multi-level vocational education. At present, the City College has entered a new stage of high-quality digitalization development and is striving to build big data professional groups and live service professional groups so as to realize a new model of integration of production and application at higher level and move forward with more quality international exchanges and cooperation. It is hoped that with the joint efforts of City College and Machakos University and the strong support of cooperative enterprises, we will continue to deepen cooperation, optimize the development mechanism of Dubai Workshop, Some of the development experience built an international brand on digital talent training and make greater contributions to the economic and social development of Kenya. We warmly welcome the leaders of the Kenyan Ministry of Education, leaders, teachers, and students from Machakos University to come to Tianjin, China in the near future. Enter the Belt and the Road initiative. Let us make progress and develop together. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you so much, Professor Lee, the Vice Chancellor, for your wonderful inspiration. We appreciate that you could be with us. The participants have heard your message. They are very, very much elated by your speech. Thank you so much, and thanks for the friendship. Let's continue in that friendship, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think the message has been delivered, and we will be interacting with the message as we continue. This moment is the moment of the book launch, and I would like to request Professor Mugende to be with us on this occasion. And I would like to correct his name. Is Mtuaridha. Mtuaridha is not Muridha, it's Mtuaridha. Mtuaridha means the man on time. Mtuamasa, that who keeps the time. Okay? Let it be noted. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Dr. Kamwaria. I think there's a link between Mtuaridha and Watene. And on that note, I'd like to invite Dr. David Watene to come and present the speech on behalf of the Permanent Secretary for the State Department of Higher Education and Research, Dr. Inyangala. So you can proceed, please. That speaker is not in a very good place. We'll deal with it.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. And before I begin, I want to say that my name has been mentioned. Education, State Department for Higher Education and Research. I'm here to represent our PS, Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, who would have wanted to be here personally, but because of other official commitments, she directed that I represent her in this very important activity in this great university. So receive her greetings, and you are assured that the workshop, the conference, has all the blessings from the Ministry of Education. I also want to say that I feel privileged to be part of this conference where very important ideas are going to be shared. And I'm happy because all these are geared towards solving societal issues that may be affecting our country. And therefore, whatever outcomes, the recommendations, I would feel very happy that maybe in one way or the other, I might have participated in whatever is going on in this particular. Allow me also to say that I'm very happy for the warm reception this morning came to the university, and also for the kind of organization that I have observed. Conference, I want to appreciate that, and I want to say a big thank you and keep it up. Allow me to read the remarks of the PS because that is my main duty. So remarks by Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education and Research, Ministry of Education, during the Machakos 5th Annual International Conference held at this conference center today, 14th of June this year. Professor Joyce Agalo, the Director, Environmental Law Division at the UNEP, the keynote speaker, the Chief Executive Technopolis Development Authority, the Chief Executive Officer, National Research Fund, the Chief Executive Officer, National Research Fund, the guest speakers of the various sub-themes, Vice Chancellors present, officials and representatives of the county government of Machakos, friends and participants from other countries, members of staff of Machakos University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great pleasure to be with you today as chief guest for the 5th International Conference of Machakos University. I would like to extend my warm congratulations to the conference organizers, members of the University Council present, the university management, university staff, and other participants from various parts of the globe for being part of this prestigious event. I would like also to take this opportunity to acknowledge and express my gratitude to the esteemed keynote speakers for finding time to attend and participate at this 5th Annual International Conference at Machakos University. Your presence at this event will undoubtedly enrich the discussions and presentations that will take place in this conference. I would like to recognize the chairman of the University Council, Dr. Christopher Gakahu, for his invariable guidance and leadership in steering Machakos University towards academic excellence. Your dedication to fostering a culture of research and innovation in the university is highly commendable and appreciated. To the acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Joyce Agalo, I extend my appreciation for your unwavering commitment and diligence to advancing the frontiers of knowledge at Machakos University. Under your visionary leadership, the university has become a beacon of academic excellence, research, and innovation. And for this, I would like to thank you very much. I would also like to acknowledge the university management and staff, together with other supporters and sponsors of the university, who have worked tirelessly to organize this conference. Your dedication and hard work are evident in the high caliber of speakers, diverse range of topics, and the seamless execution of this annual dedication event. To the keynote speakers and distinguished participants, your presence here is a testament to your dedication, diligence, and expertise in research, innovation, and technology. Your contributions to this conference will undoubtedly shape the discussions and inspire new ideas that can propel our country and the society towards sustainable socio-economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this 5th International Conference, which is Leveraging Research, Innovation, and Technology for Socio-Economic Development, could it be more appropriate and suitable at this time when Kenya and the rest of the world is facing socio-economic challenges. In an increasingly interconnected and rapidly evolving world, it is important to note that research, innovation, and technology have increasingly emerged as key drivers and pillars of development and growth of society. According to the government's manifesto, the country's development trajectory is informed by a policy framework based on bottom-up economic transformation agenda, BETTER, which is geared towards creating jobs, improving the country's foreign exchange balance, as well as inclusive growth, among others. To achieve these noble objectives, the government has identified 5 key pillars in high-impact areas that require urgent interventions in the development plan. The 5 pillars are agriculture, affordable health care, housing and settlement, digital superhighway and creative economy, and micro, small, and medium enterprises. These key pillars of the country and be translated into various research, innovation, and technology agenda in the universities and other research institutions and organizations. The government is committed to creating an enabling environment that encourages and supports research, innovation, and technology as key inputs in the development process. We have implemented policies and initiatives aimed at promoting collaboration between universities, industries, and other research institutions to realize this important objective. We have also increased funding for research and development by recognizing that investment in research, innovation, and technology advancement is a critical component in our nation's future. Furthermore, we are working towards aligning research and innovation with the needs of our economy. By fostering close partnerships between academia and industry, we can ensure that research and innovation outcomes are translated into practical applications and drive socioeconomic growth and create job opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude my remarks, I would like to reiterate the significant place and role of this conference in providing a unique platform for academia, industry, and government to come together, share knowledge, and collaborate towards socio-economic development of our societies. It is through such collaborative efforts that we can harness the power of research, innovation, and technology to address the challenges of our time and build a prosperous future. Once again, I extend my gratitude to the conference organizers and participants for their commitment to this important and noble event. I would therefore like to wish you all fruitful discussions, meaningful exchanges of ideas, and successful outcomes that will shape the trajectory of research, innovation, and technology for the betterment of our country and the society. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor and pleasure to declare the 5th International Conference of Machakos University officially open. Thank you, and God bless you all. Asanteni sana.
I would like us to appreciate the PS who is represented here in the person of Dr. David Watene, so that akifika huko amwambie tumepokea na tumefurahia, si ndio? Sasa utamwambia PS tumempatia 5 factorial na itaenda 5 4 3 2 1. Let's go. 1. Chukua hiyo na umwambie tumepokea, and we really appreciate, and we also appreciate you for delivering the message to the letter. Thank you so much. Thank you. We move to the next section of our program, in which I would like to request Professor Mbeiwa to take us through. This is the book launch. Professor, please take us through the program. We have 3 books being launched, and I'm sure each one of us would like to read that book. I don't know whether we have copies. If we have copies, for those who like to buy, the authors are here, they can autograph them. Sidio? Yeah. Yes. Karibu.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is wonderful. The product of academic excellence. I should start by saying, and for that, you stamp, and for this, you clap. Now, there is a book here, Farm Energy, Power, and Machinery for Non-Engineers, meaning we are disseminating those who are not engineers, but they should know something about how to survive in the current world. It is a reader for university and college students in Kenya, authored by Fuchaka Waswa, Douglas Shitanda, and Michael Mukolwe. Now, I will read the summary brief of the lead author, so that we can appreciate the background that has led to the production of this book. I think I will call the author to come somewhere and sit so that everybody sees whom we are reading the autobiography of, and then I can summarize. You can. Yes. As they walk, one clapping called Nyayo. When I say you clap 1, 2, 3, tenor, 1, 2, 3, tenor. Yeah. Now these are the powerful gentlemen, one tall and one short, but the brains are not short. So, for the lead author, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Fuchaka Waswa, BSc Agriculture, Nairobi, MSc Land and Water Management, Nairobi University, PhD, University of Bonn. Professor of Agriculture, Land Management and Sustainability Science. Official address, Kenyatta University, School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Department of Agricultural Science and Technology. Email waswafuchaka@ku.ac.ke with a very clear telephone number of 0723 580 126. Now, his professional statement. He's an expert and a practitioner in agriculture, land and water management, food security, sovereignty, planning, environmental impact assessment and auditing, trainer in transformative leadership and quality assurance in university education. Important web links, quite a number, http agriculture.ku.ac.ke with a lot of index, nice, I will give you a copy. https scholar.google.com citations and use maridadi. Then there is open researcher and contributor to ID or CID, ORCID, which you are familiar with. And you know, people who contribute to such, they are usually recognized when you only Google. Otherwise, when you see them, it is not written on the forehead. Can we clap for them? 1, 10, 10. Then it is continuing. Summary of publications. The number of journal articles, 41. University level scholarly books, 9. Book chapters, 11. Modules in leadership and higher education management, 2. Learning modules and unit taught in university, 8. Research-based development policy briefs, 3. Short communication in national discourses and civic duty, 3. Published conference papers and abstracts, 8. And then successful postgraduate supervision, PhD, 5. Master's students, 38. Conferences, international, 20. Regional, 15. And local, 24. I think this one is now going to be another one added to the number. Ladies and gentlemen, this professor, the lead author, is a professional member and of various associations and partnerships. One is the Environmental Institute of Kenya, Horn of Africa Regional Environmental Network, the Kenya DAD Scholars Association, Machakos Fellowship, the Shalom Alumnus, Regional East Africa Unistaff Alumni Network member, and finally, a senior scholar, Fulbright Fellowship alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, we have this powerful lead author with the co-author, who is Michael Mukolwe, standing and watching smartly. Hello? Now, for the sake of time, hello, we are emphasizing the lead author, but we have all the other authors' profiles, which we have documented in our program, and we have the copy of the book that they have written, As Green as Agriculture Itself. Can you see the color? And then I think I would invite the chief guest, flanked by the other senior guest, to actually officially launch this book. Yes. Yes. Nyam, 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 nyam. Sasa, we want to launch the book officially. But the authors have to say something. They might have written and they don't know how to speak. We want to hear, we want to hear them say something. We can officially launch. So we will say something, then we give you the book to forward to the senior guest, and then the senior guest now officially launches it. So speechology, speech first. Closer to this side.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It gives me a great pleasure to be here to launch this book. It was an initiative that came up because we noticed that our students, especially those ones who don't take engineering, have a problem understanding a lot of concepts. So Professor and I sat down in conjunction with Professor Shitanda, who is also my supervisor at Masters, and we came up with this book. So our main aim is to ensure that the students who are taking agriculture gain an understanding of what machinery is all about. In fact, this is like one in a series of 5 because agricultural engineering has 5 branches. So we are expecting that out of these, this will be the first of a series of 5, so that at least we can make sure that the students who are doing agriculture but not doing engineering are well exposed. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now, Tengeneza, you know, when you bring things, rainbow is a symbol for greenness, and it brings blessings, isn't it? So we clap rainbow, and say, Angusha, clap thunder. Rainbow, Angusha, thunder. Thank you is a main key, and they also are clapping all the more rainbow, thunder. So now the lead, the oath,
Thank you so much once again. May I appreciate Professor Shitanda, who is a co-author, is not with us today, but he should be with us here, and I know he is represented by the university. Thank you so much for the warm and wonderful remarks concerning us and the book. And as my colleague has put it, so the idea was students who are taking agriculture and related courses have this tendency of fearing agricultural units because they imagine mathematics, they imagine agricultural designs, so they approach the units with fear. And so we thought, let's make it simple for them. Because we're not training engineers in agriculture, so to say, or horticulture, or etc., or extension for that matter. But as agriculture graduates, they require some elements of agricultural engineering, farm power, machinery, and etc. So we thought about an easy-to-read book, and I'm sure it's being projected up there, easy to read, wonderful font, excellent pictures, technically sound, and etc. We came up with this book. And we think that it can add value in higher education. And our agriculture students will not have a reason to fear such units because we are not training engineers. So we don't have to go in deep mathematics and designs, but only what is relevant for them to be able to handle machines and energy at the farm level and use them for the good of the system. And so when you peruse the book, you will realize it has got also local material. You know, most of the books we use in this country, and I think in much of Africa, our chief guest, they're basically European-oriented, American-oriented material. But we are encouraging university professors, dons for that matter, to publish books. We emphasize publications in journals, but how many people access them at the end of the day? How many really people? We can have both. We are pursuing journals and pursuing books at the same time. At my age, I'm now on 5th floor, room 5, but I have got 9 of them. You know, we can publish books, and that's actually our motivation. That's our encouragement to all of us, that let us publish papers, at the same time, books. But for the ministry, please, it is very hard to publish university-level material in Kenya. When you go to Oxford Publishing Press or any other, they will tell you, yeah, these books don't sell. They don't sell. So they give you a quotation, say like 0.5 million, 500,000. They tell you, we will give you the copies you want at this cost. What you do with them is your own problem. I can tell you it is very hard for university dons to publish books. And I'm making a passionate request to the ministry and university management. Can we find a way to encourage dons to publish books at an affordable price? Or have mechanisms that will make it easier for them to publish books. There's a lot of knowledge seated in among our ranks, but it ends up in a few journal articles, and much of it ends up in the brain, and it gets lost. This is one of the books. And the Chinese say, the faintest pen is bigger than the highest memory. So when you have these things documented, it is good for our universities. And we thank you so much for giving us the privilege to be here with Professor Shitanda represented. I wish somebody would be here to represent Professor Shitanda, even if we can take a picture for the 3 of us, somebody representing Professor Shitanda, so that, yes. Think you can, yeah, now, this is Professor Chitanda. I am Waswa. He's Michael. Michael's from Masinde Muliro University. Collaborative approaches are always good. And so, once again, thank you so much for the privilege to be here to present this book to all of us. The book is available. If you want soft copies, just get in touch with us. The publisher can always roll out copies for universities across this country. And whereas we have said Kenya, even Zimbabwe and Uganda, you can still benefit. The cost is the same anyway, isn't it? It doesn't change so much. So there are some few copies out here at a token price of 1,000 Kenya shillings, except for the few copies for our visitors who can get complimentary copies. But you want more copies, please be in touch with us. Once again, thank you.
Stand up. 1, 2, 3, Waswa. 1, 2, 3, Mukolwe. The names are tough, eh? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, stand up. 1, 2, 3, stand up. 1, 2, 3, Waswa. 1, 2, 3, Mukolwe. Now they are super. And the standards representative is our acting DVC, Academic Affairs. And they have worked with the standard. I can just say Jumbo, yeah, as a representative.
Our chief guest, chairman of council, acting VC, guests, good morning. It's my pleasure once again to welcome all of you. And on behalf of the author, the co-author, Professor Chitanda of this book, to appreciate the launch of this book officially, and it's my hope that it will be of benefit to our students here in Machakos universities and the other universities that are represented here. Thank you once again. Karibu.
Now the book, wenyewe washike kidogo, they are the owners of the book. So get some more copies, yeah, so that our guests can have. So the standards representative and the authors will the guests should come nearer for the camera to take a photo. Probably we come down. You can come down. You speak from up, but come down now, and we take a photo together with the guests, with the guests, the authors, and the guests. Yes. Haya. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, picha imechukuliwa? Not yet. Oh, you give as you give, yeah? So the handover to DVC, Academic Affairs, hands over to the chairman of council, and finally the guest. So we can rearrange the system so that chief guest ndio mwisho kushika. Haya. Wonderful. Now the photo has been taken. I'm not an author, but I'm observing. Yeah, keep passing the book. Yes. Right, yeah. Pitisha kitabu, next pitisha kitabu. Yes. Continue. In the Father's house, there are many more books, so pass the books. Yes, and then receive yours, and then receive yours now as yourself, not as an author representative. Now they have enough copies. So let us clap the rain for thunder. Pop. Thank you very much. I think we have officially now enjoyed. Put the books up so that the photo can take. So, yeah, that is better. Good. Right. Wonderful. There's no lady to you relate. That one. In African, we like it. Thank you. Yeah, you can now sit. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the next launch is about the UNESCO chair for cloud computing. We are not going to fly into the clouds, but we'll be told some stories about the cloud. Ama namna gani? Yes? Let me go up again. Our UNESCO chair for cloud computing, which is a regional office in Africa, housed at Machakos University, is under Professor Mugendi Muridha. Professor Mugendi Muridha. Professor Mugendi Muridha is a transdisciplinary industrial designer. He's an educator, researcher, and consultant, presently serving as the acting Deputy Vice Chancellor for Administration, Planning, and Finance of Machakos University, Kenya. He studied in Kenya, the USA, India, South Africa, and holds a bachelor's degree in design, a master's degree in industrial design, a higher postgraduate diploma in higher education and training, as well as a doctorate in universal design. Ladies and gentlemen, not design but universal. He is widely traveled and has taught in Kenya, Botswana, Canada, India, Norway, South Africa, Sweden, Uganda, and is passionate about various expressions of socially conscious design, including advanced ergonomics, human factors engineering, design thinking, human-centered design, designerly strategies for mitigating climate change, design for social innovations and sustainability, distributed renewable energy, indigenous knowledge systems, participatory co-design, sustainable development, sustainable transportation, and universal inclusive design. Ladies and gentlemen, Mugendi has a special interest in the pivotal role of design thinking in advancing the developmental agenda on the African continent. He is the chairholder of the UNESCO Chair on Cloud Computing for Sustainable Development, a founding member and Simba Fellow of the Pan-African Design Institute, Design Council of Africa, and is associated with a number of other international networks focusing on design within industrially developing or majority world contexts, including the Association of Designers of India. He is also the founding patron of the Interior Designers Association of Kenya, a board member of the Open Design Africa, the special advisor to the Hasso-Plattner School of Design Thinking, D School Africa at the University of Cape Town, the special advisor to the Nairobi Design Week, a founding professional member of the Design Kenya Society, an advisory board member of the Global Equality Alliance, a member of the International Association for Volunteer Effort, as well as an advisory committee member of the International Center for Creativity and Sustainable Development under the auspice of the UNESCO. Additionally, Mugendi is the President Emeritus and Senator of the World Design Organization, having been the first African president in the history of the World Design Organization during 2015 to 2017 term. Much of his work is with the World Design Organization, focuses on the importance of supporting the aspirations of designers worldwide in the industrial design profession's collective quest to resolve wicked problems in diverse contexts. Ladies and gentlemen, my mouth has been full of very positive verbs and adverbs. Now, for all this, we need just to recognize one special Professor Mugendi Murida. So we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I say Nyayo, 1, 2, 3. Jew, 1, 2, 3. Parliament, Nyayo, Jew. Parliament. Haya, that was practice. Now we now do it. Haya, Nyayo, Jew. Parliament. Nyayo, Jew. Parliament. That's wonderful. We are appreciating the contribution made by this man. Now we are going to invite him to say something here. Then the guests will move to the location of the Office for Cloud Computing to cut a cake there, and they will bring it back and give us some peace. But because the room is small, we shall allow the high table to go and witness and then come back and join us. So for now, it is my pleasure to welcome Mugendi.
Thank you very much, Professor Mbeiwa, distinguished guest and guest of honor, Chairman of Council, DVCs present, members of the university management, staff, students, delegates of this conference. Good morning again. I'll try to keep it short because of time, but essentially the UNESCO chair is a design-led transdisciplinary chair. So what that means is we are not focusing on in terms of the leadership, we're looking at how cloud computing is applied in various sectors. So for example, we're looking at things like climate resilience, we're looking at health information systems, we're looking at ODEL, which is open and distance e-learning. We're looking at various applications of cloud computing in advancing sustainable development, not just in Kenya, but because the UNESCO chairs actually serve within the context of humanity. And this is unique because it's a first such chair in Africa. And it is driven by the knowledge that we have a Luban workshop, which you heard from our friends in China, from the Tianjin City Vocational College. Our other partner is the Konza Technopolis, as well as Huawei Technologies. So it involves disciplines way beyond, yes? Oh, sorry, okay. It involves disciplines like agriculture, education, design, humanities, engineering, and so on. So when you hear cloud computing, that is a core discipline that bolsters and buttresses the chair, but the applications are in diverse areas. So we have part of the team, we have the Dean of the School of Engineering and Technology. Our chairperson is the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation, and Linkages. He chairs the committee that runs this. We also have Mr. Eric Omuya, who is the chairperson of Computing and Information Technology Department. So we have people who are technical experts in the field. And then now we look at how we can apply that. There's other members as well, including the Registrar of RIL, Professor Mulwa, and others. So they help us drive this agenda. It's a 4-year chair, which is renewable. So ours runs from 2023 to 2026. We also launched on the 27th of January this year. We had our inception meeting. So that was the first day we actually started this chair. In February of this year, we got an office, but we've been trying to settle in it. We have 2 interns who you shall meet. And today is a very auspicious occasion for all of us because we formally launched the office. We opened the office and there'll be a brief ceremony which our chief guest is going to officiate. So with that said, please feel free to visit the office, collaborate with the team. It's our chair as Machakos University. I just happen to be the chairholder as a name that connects us to the rest of the conversation globally, but this chair is for all of us. So I invite all of you to feel free to engage in this conversation and not to be intimidated, very much like the book Professor Waso and his colleagues have done. Sometimes you hear cloud computing and you think that's for IT only, but actually everyone is invited in this conversation. So with that, I want to thank you and hand back to the MC. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Let's appreciate him once again. Mvua, mvua, mvua. Then we say brrrr. Then when I do that, you say shwa. Okay? Tuendere. Thank you. A few announcements. Pursuant to what Professor Mbeyu has said, that a few of us are moving up there at the cloud computing office. I would like to request all the guests present, please, as you go out, ensure that you have a copy of the program and the book of abstracts and your name tag given out there. As the launching is being done, we will be having a tea break for the guests who are here. The tea break is on this side of where I'm pointing. Please have some tea. As we get some tea, the book launch will be ongoing. By the time you finish your tea break, we'll be back here and we take up the next part of the program. I would like to request in the book launch to have a representative from Uganda, the cloud, yes, in the cloud computing, the launch of UNESCO chair for cloud computing for sustainable development. All the guests at the high table, you are invited. And that's where you'll also get your tea after we are done. Thank you. And for those who like to follow up the launch of the UNESCO chair for cloud computing, we will be transmitting live here. It will be screened live. Pick your cup of tea and your snack, and you can actually witness the launch from the screen. Thank you so much. We all move there. Somebody from Uganda, somebody from Zimbabwe, please follow our guests. Thank you. Welcome for the refreshments. Welcome for refreshment, and ensure that you have your name tag and the copy of the program. Thank you. Yes, the name tag is at the registration desk. Where you registered, please pick your name tag. And the program. The program name tag at the place we registered.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Something for us? Yes, thank you. Yes. Already open? Right. Oh, yeah. It's a small one.
David,
My name?
there are your cameras on this side.
Yeah.
So for, something like that.
Thank you, thank you.
Good smile.
Yes, I'd like to just call Irene and Jelly and Frank. Frank, Irene and Jelly. Frank, Irene and Jelly. Franklin. Irene. Jelly.
Frank. Our visitors now can sign.
Yes, please.
Yes.
In the interest of time, we could start our guest. So, this gentleman is Franklin. Live for this university, very far, all the way to South Africa and even to China. Then recently performed extremely well in international. I'd like him to speak for himself. Then this is Jackie and I feel so I'd like to hand over to them
we can have sensors fitted on the cow. Yeah, they don't need much charging for that. Exactly. Some of the sensors are injectable.
You're okay.
Or using static energy that is being produced by the cow itself. Then you can collect the information, process it, then now you can have it on the cloud infrastructure where you can be able to analyze the cow and disease control, and it would even be able to maybe limit the amount of expenditure that the farmer is buying. Yeah, exactly. So we have a state-of-the-art workshop where we train our students. Yeah, up to 4 years. Yes. Yeah. Wonderful.
Does it mean that you have an expert so that you can
No. For example, a farmer can be able to buy a bag of seeds and also buy a bag of sensors. As he's planting the seeds, they can plant them together. Then we can provide an application where you can be able now to access the information. Yeah, you can map a piece of land and see which sites need irrigation, which sites need nutrients in real time.
So we can inject in the...
Yeah, in the cows, yeah. We have sensors that
What do you inject?
injectable there.
Blue chip?
Yeah, blue chip, yeah. Technology. Yes.
And it's being applied now, or you're...
Yeah, we are trying with we have a pilot we are doing, and in the near future we'll be able now to produce properly for the society. Yeah.
And how are you trying? What is the location of your trying?
We're still trying to get the proper regulations and maybe accreditation so that now we can be able to produce now.
So thank you. Maybe you want to mention quickly about competition.
So, Huawei, we have partnership with Huawei in Kenya. They normally organize annual events for students to showcase their innovations. So we managed to offer globally position things out of the four countries that we presented. Yes.
The best in Africa.
Yeah, best in Africa.
Yeah, that was it.
6 in the world.
Yeah, 6 in the world.
Okay.
We are going for this. We are going for this.
Okay.
Do I say?
Like a subscribe for a photograph? Oh, okay, we'll do that when we stand out. So, thank you. I'd like to hand over to Jedi and Irene now to take us through the 5 sub-themes of the cloud computing chair, the areas we are going to be looking at, the applications. So, one of you can proceed on that side. Take us through.
So, my name is Irene. I'm an intern at the UNESCO office. Okay, I'm an intern at the UNESCO office right now. So, we are handling five themes. That is the USDGs. We have cloud computing for agriculture and food security. We have cloud computing for health and well-being. Cloud computing for education and training. We have cloud computing for space, science and surveillance. And the other one is cloud computing for climate resilience and environmental sustainability. The one USDG that is not around, but we are still working on it, it is the part of international
SDG number 7 partnerships.
Yes. So my colleague and I, we have subdivided the themes. As for my case, I'm handling the food security, health, and the space science and surveillance, whereby in agriculture, the first sub-theme, we have the big data applications for improvements in agriculture, whereby once the data is collected from the farms, then it can be analyzed from the cloud, such that the farmers can develop more techniques, improved techniques for improving food production. We have integrated or collaborative agricultural services, whereby different partners or practitioners within the agriculture field can share their expertise and perspectives on what they are doing, such that the farmers know what is beneficial towards achieving smart agriculture. And then under the food security, the last theme, we have the livestock surveillance and monitoring. This is where you find that, for example, if you have your poultry, you can even track the data of their weight, whereby if the weight reduces, the data that you've collected from the surveillance of animals, you can use it to analyze or monitor disease trends. For example, if your poultry are reducing in weight, it will hint you that there is something wrong. Yes. Then the other one, we have computing for health and well-being, whereby sub-theme number 1, we have providing a one-stop online health informatics services. This is whereby all the healthcare ecosystem, all in one, can have a common pool, a centralized electronic access where they can get information. The second one, we have collaboration between different health practitioners and staff. This is basically, it is useful for sharing ideas and health information securely between different health practitioners, whereby anyone can access the data or information from different areas. And then the third one, we have, of course, cloud analytics on healthcare data. So the data that is collected in the healthcare industry, once it is in the cloud, we can develop an algorithm such that the data is analyzed to help the healthcare industry. They can even keep track of any infections or outbreaks of diseases. And then the fourth one, we have data storage and access. Of course, we all know that the main purpose of cloud computing, basically or mostly, it is used for storage purposes, but remotely. You access it over the internet, which is one provision that we are working on. And the last one is integrating health information services. So once the data has been obtained, it is integrated such that from the data you can analyze and to know this disease, it is affecting this population, this area, and then from that you can decide on what to do next. Then the other part is Omekali.
Yeah, my name is Judy Munyao, and I'm handling cloud computing for education and training. The first sub-theme is massive open online courses. These are courses that can be accessed online by hundreds of thousands of students. So we want to share our content with a wider audience. So we want to develop massive open online courses. Then the next one is open distance e-learning. Under that, we will be able to store the course content on the cloud, and then learners will be able to access the content without coming to school, and then they can also do their exams remotely, the applications that they can use to be monitored by the invigilator. Under virtual reality, virtual computing labs, and gamification, that falls under the sub-theme of appropriate educational technology. Under virtual reality, we want to increase student engagement. So cloud computing will come in handy when it comes to storage of the data. Then under virtual computing labs, students will be able to access specialized software remotely. For instance, we have fashion and design students. They need applications such as Adobe Illustrator. With that application, they're supposed to pay for it monthly. But getting a license as a student, that's another budget. Like they need more money to access that application. They'll be able to access that software remotely. Then we also have researchers in the institution. They need computing resources like for big data, running the models. They're quite heavy. They need a powerful machine, so they can be able to do that remotely. Then gamification will increase healthy competition within our students when they're doing their courses. So cloud computing comes in storing and processing the data related to gamification, such as badges. Yeah, and like they'll be able to know who is leading, and they can access that real time. Then that's what we'll be taking through space science and surveillance.
I think in the interest of time, just do the main headings. So, because I'd like them to come back and sit with us, and we can now enter into more detail.
Yeah.
Just give them a kind of a teaser. Yeah.
Okay. She's the experts here.
The space science and surveillance will be handling the 5 sub-themes, which are the satellite applications, which will be used remotely, and then they are cost-effective. The second sub-theme will be remote sensing, just observing and sensing. The third one will be for the aerospace systems, whereby it is in link with the other sub-themes here. That's why we have demonstrated the real-time information to help pilots to avoid the turbulences and the hazards. Then we have worldwide surveillance and monitoring. That is just tracking where the wild animals are and their movement. And then the big one we have space debris, observation, mitigation, and remediation. Yes.
Kenya Wildlife Services.
Cloud computing for climate resilience and environmental sustainability falls under activity 13. So we want stakeholders to have accurate information when it comes to the ever-changing climate patterns. That way they'll be able to come up with climate change adaptation and mitigation strategies. The other subtheme will be on just applications in monitoring of mapping water resources, and the diagram will be integrated to different climate partners. That will enable the different partners to access and share the data securely. That's how we're going to apply cloud computing in that. The other theme is on international partners. We can't achieve this alone. So we have partners, for instance, Huawei Technologies and Konza Technopolis, Machakos General Hospital, and we're also looking for more partners to work with.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you can agree with me that we have, or we can have solutions to many of our challenges in this kind of innovations. I'm yes, great. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm impressed. Thank you. Some of these things, we have been wondering how we can overcome some of these things that we have away. So with the proper support, things are possible. Asanteni sana. Thank you. Thank you.
So I think now the happy part is coming, where there's some cake cutting and hopefully eating.
Tukishiba tupigwe picha moja. Yes. Thank you.
Outside. Oh, yeah. There's made a table outside. I can see your some things.
Yes.
This one is close to my heart. Wildlife monitoring. Where you service fly across transect. Is the microphone?
I thought it was our guest.
Yes, but kindly.
For support.
There's something called backup.
So, for this one, I think Dr. Alice, assist us on this one.
Yes.
Take us on this program.
Yes, thank you.
Program
Invite the two guests, one from Uganda.
Yes, we have one Uganda, one Zimbabwe, and a student leader. Student leader. Student leader? Yes. The two of them. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You can also tell us about the design of the cake. Also marketing, because we have customers here.
Thank you. Yeah, so
Can we invite the two ladies? They are
Yes.
part of the UNESCO.
And Frank as well.
And Frank.
Yes.
Yeah, so welcome to this occasion where we celebrate Professor Munyedi and the new office
And the team.
They have taken us through great things when we were inside, and they are going to help us as a university. My name is Alice Nzioka from the Department of Hospitality. And this cake, the way you see, it has the UNESCO colors, and the inscription is share on cloud computing for sustainable development. That is the theme that we have. This cake was actually made by our students right here, our hospitality students, with the help of their teachers, and we would wish to celebrate this. We have just concluded the show, and the department emerged second best in hospitality services, and we are grateful to God for that. Guest of honor, we have this cake that we are celebrating our own professor. Thank you, Chair, for coming. You are always here for us, and we are grateful. Professor, I want to congratulate you
office. And so we'll ask you kindly. No, this is not a book, this is a cake. And the entire cake plus the writings are edible. Yes.
Even our logo.
Even the logo is edible. Edible. Yes, so here we are. We can stand here and share. Kindly, let us have the team. Professor, where are you?
I'm here.
Yes, we can.
We need a lot. We have split and that's going to two.
Thank you. Kindly let us clap. Yes. You can still do another one near the S.
Near the S.
Yes. Thank you so much. Asante. Yes. Benta, where are you? Carol? Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. It's about to open.
Oh, yes. We want to celebrate. Kind. Wow.
Yes. We had to warn people in case they panic.
And the office is officially open. Thank you. Professor Mugendi, where are you? Professor Mugendi, we want to toast. We want to toast. Kindly, we want to toast as you open the office. Thank you.
Cheers. Hello?
Okay, so you can toast. Thank you. Asante.
Is it intoxicating?
It's so,
you see now for PS, the new There you go.
Our guest from Uganda and Zimbabwe. Thank you for coming. Kenya hakuna matata.
Is it a good one?
It is nice.
Are you sure? You're not using
You take the PS's piece.
Yeah, that was
Her name is
There's no way. That's what makes it. Yeah.
Thank you. It's very nice. Give feedback with our house.
Yes, please. The logo, yes, it is still there, but we can eat it. Prof, I would wish we have we use a logo. Yeah, 6:30. Yes.
Maybe we can start with as long as it's maybe
Professor Mulwa, we are taking a photo. Zimetosha. We also have the UNESCO.
You want that?
The cameras are there, so
How are you?
thank you. Hi. Sema.
Poa.
Wewe?
Mimi niko fiti. Okay.
Professor, you can hear me? Professor, thank you so much for your presentation. That is very illuminating. In fact, we have been talking about cloud computing, and we have launched an office in that regard, which dovetails very well in the idea of artificial intelligence that you have really tackled very well. Would you kindly take one or two questions from the panel? Thank you, thank you. So, anybody with a question for the professor? Yes, I can see. Maybe the cameras, you can focus on the people who are putting the question. Thank you so much. So whoever is asking the question, please say, introduce yourself in a very brief way for professor to get a glimpse of the person they are addressing. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kamere Bote, for your very educative presentation. I'm Professor David Mulwa. I'm the Acting Registrar, Research, Innovation, and Technology Transfer in Machakos University. My brief question is on a matter that concerns all of us, and especially legal scholars like you and people who propagate morality and ethics and the law. In fact, that is why in many cases, to do with technology, innovation, and such like, many of the cases that are normally taken before courts of law have an issue, and in many cases, the judges have a challenge to decide, because most of the innovations and the technology and advancement is not covered in law. As a legal scholar, what are you thinking about that? What direction should we take as a community? For the clergy, there is always an ethical issue about it. And they have always complaining about the advancement of technology and the limitations according to the religion, according to the faith, and even according to African ethical standards. How should we address that as a community? Thank you.
Thanks, Professor Mbote, for that enlightening and very insightful speech. Thank you so much. We have met in the past, but you may not remember. I appreciate so much. Maybe I work at KU, Kenyatta University, but you've talked about artificial intelligence, and the world has been grappling with this issue, sometimes feeling as if we're heading the wrong direction, etc. I would have loved to hear you maybe comment a little bit more on how UNEP has leveraged on artificial intelligence in practical terms on environmental performance. In practical terms, that's probably something I wanted to hear more about. And then number two, when it comes to environmental performance in Kenya, and perhaps the entire Africa, you realize or we think that's not doing so well. And UNEP is domiciled in Nairobi. I was just wondering, to what extent is UNEP really engaging with the government and especially universities? Perhaps something like crafting an environmental award so that universities can take the forefront in leading in matters environmental performance. And maybe to another extent, universities are particularly concerned about ISO 9000 series. But you heard about ISO 14000 series. Can UNEP in any way probably come in and try to encourage universities in the interest of environmental performance to pursue ISO 14000 series? I think those are my two concerns I want you to comment a little bit about. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody at the back? Well, I'm coming to you, Registrar. Keep in the interest of time.
Thank you, Professor, for your very beautiful speech. I am by the names of Penlop Tusasirwe. Yeah, I'm by the names of Penlop Tusasirwe, and I'm from Uganda, and I'm a PhD student. And I as really excited about some of the elements that you talked about. And my research is directly within your area. I'm actually looking at upcycling textile waste for environmental sustainability. And as I was reading, I realized that textile waste is actually an emerging concern. And I think in Africa, we are not putting a lot of effort as much as we are putting it on plastics. Actually, textiles are becoming equally destructive to the environment. And I'm actually very interested in working with you and seeing the efforts that you're putting towards reducing this waste. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mbote. My name is Okemwa from Machakos University, and that is an insightful kind of topic and speech you have given. But I want to ask something about knowledge. We, here in this part of the world, we have a lot of indigenous knowledge. People come from very far to see what kind of knowledge we have in maybe, say, medicine, or if we have actually published. After we publish, probably sometimes we are not copyrighted, and they say, this is my publication, the author of this kind of medicine, the one who discovered it, when in actual sense, they might have not discovered it. How can the owners of this kind of indigenous knowledge be covered? I would give an example of some indigenous people in Southern Africa. At one time, they discovered a herb that when they were traveling, they would swallow it and they would not feel hungry for a long time. And people from the Western world, when they came, and they were talking of probably not eating a lot, they took it and made it theirs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. And we are very grateful that you would find time to be our keynote speaker. I have one question. But before I ask my question, my name is Professor John Sagwata, the Director for Research, Innovation and Technology Transfer at Machakos University. My question simply is on green technology and what UNEP is doing with regard to promoting green technology in the context of manufacturing farms in Kenya and in the region, so that we minimize on the burdens of waste that comes from that sector that pollutes the environment in a very significant way. Thank you.
Professor, take those questions for now. Thank you.
I think in a First of all, is people's honesty to say that this is where we're getting the information. But there is also the broader fabric of society. Where is it that we can say this is no go for technology because as a people, we will not let technology regulate that aspect of our lives. And that could itself be an essence of a whole conversation. But I think we will need to begin looking at ethical considerations in technology. Of course, in research, there is always ethics. But I think the traditional way in which research ethics were framed is going to be challenged by new developments in technology. Somebody asked how UNEP is using artificial intelligence in practical terms. And this was one of the reasons that I was saying that UNEP is a normative organization. So it's not, we are not working with, we do not have country presence in all our 193 members, but we do work with the UN country teams. We pass on the information. And if you look at our World Environment Situation Room, to curate the data that is in that space has called for bringing in information from differences. The curation of data is something we do, and therefore we are able to pronounce ourselves on emerging legal issues. The engagement of UNEP with universities in Kenya, I think that is happening. I know that there are certain universities that work with UNEP. We have a division of science, and I know that, which is now early warning and assessment, and works a lot with scientists in Kenya. The division that I head is the law division, and I do work a lot with environmental lawyers, not just in Kenya, but in Africa and in the whole world, because we have a presence, like we have an association of environmental law lecturers in Africa, and we have one in Middle East and North Africa, we have one in Asia, and we have one in Latin America. And I think if professors are interested in working with UNEP colleagues to deal with tractable environmental issues, especially the ISO kind, where you're talking about environmental performance and you would want assistance, I think it shouldn't be too difficult to find linkages. I always used to tell my students that they're very fortunate because to get to UNEP for them is just taking a matatu, whereas for others it's too far removed from where we are. The student who's working on textile waste, we have a very active program on textile waste under our industry and economy division. And we know, for instance, that textile can be a source of waste. So when we are talking about recycle, reuse, redesign, it's not just for plastics. Or when we are talking about a circular economy, we are talking about fraction of waste, and it includes also textiles. Then there's the issue of indigenous knowledge, and indigenous knowledge is a difficult area because of the way we have framed intellectual property. My life, I taught intellectual property, and it was always my contention that it can't be that the knowledge about resources in the world is valueless, but once it goes through the laboratory, it becomes very valuable and is therefore subject of patent. And I know that under the World Intellectual Property Organization, there is an effort to actually bring indigenous knowledge. But there is also even the way in which we define science. We need to define science not just as conventional science, but also to look at the way in which people relate to resources and treat them. Then green technology. Again, green technology is something that we are concerned to promote, because if we don't green, then we won't deal with the triple planetary crisis that I talked about. Our industry and economy has a very active program working with different firms. They also work with financial institutions. And one of the biggest concerns is to avoid what is called greenwashing, where you put out unsustainable measures as sustainable, but they are actually harming the environment, but they pass as green. And I go back to the point that we may not be working like with manufacturing firms in Kenya, but we do have knowledge that manufacturing firms in Kenya could use. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor, for the wonderful presentation and the answers you have given to the questions from the various people who posed the question. I'm Dr. Alex Kamwaria, MC for the day, and I'm also a senior lecturer in the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, as well as the Dean of Students in Machakos University. So, Professor, we got some information that your time was running short, and we don't wish to keep you. We thank you so much for finding time to give that wonderful keynote. We have already read your citation about you, so the panelists, the people around know about you, and they are very proud that they could have some interaction with you. Thank you so much. For now, we don't wish to keep the professor. Thank you so much, and have a great day ahead. Thank you. Yes. And let's appreciate Professor. You can see us on the screen? Yes? Thank you. I would like to ask Professor Mbeyua to acknowledge you in a very great way and appreciate you, because we do not take it for granted that you could find time with us. Thank you.
Professor, we're going to appreciate you. Special clubs. When I say one, we do the Nyayo. Ju, we do, and the parliament. Moja. Ju. Parliament. Moja. Ju. Parliament. Thank you very much, Madam Professor. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, that was wonderful. At this moment, allow me to call Professor Agwata to give us the announcement on how the panels will be constituted. Professor, you can take the podium.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see your hands up. We have had a long day. We are very grateful that we all found time to come to start us off on this 5th International Conference hosted by our university. For the visitors who joined us from 2 days ago and those ones who came yesterday, we are very proud that you would find time to travel all the way to join us in this very auspicious event. Some quick housekeeping. Number one, after lunch, we will be breaking into various groups in various breakaway rooms. The MC, Dr. Kamwaria, will be taking us shortly on those various breakaway rooms so that we know exactly where we would be meeting with respect to our various sub-themes. And we have 7 sub-themes. And then we will be guided, of course, on where those breakaway rooms are. And for the guests who are new to Machakos, don't get lost where we are. And for the guests who have come, both keynote and chief and guest speakers, we appreciate your presence and finding time to come join up with us in this very event. If you require any assistance, don't shy off, please. Just let us know. We'll be of assistance to you so that then we are able to move together seamlessly going forward. We thank God for having kept the time. My watch clearly shows that we are 5 minutes after 1. We were a little apprehensive in the morning when we were beginning, but we have kept by the program as scheduled, and we are very grateful. We want to keep up with this tempo even as we go for lunch and as we're breaking into our various sub-themes for purposes of what brought us around. But for the policy and the strategic directions that have been given by various speeches that we have just come to a close a short while ago, we appreciate that. And because that really sets us off on a right mode and tempo, so that when we get into our various sub-themes, then we are able to know exactly from where we begin and how we proceed going all the way to Friday when we come to the close of this international conference. Dr. Kamware, perhaps you need to say something before we can proceed going forward. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, and you're most welcome.
Thank you indeed, Professor, for what you have given us. At least we get to know where we are moving. I would like to make the following announcements: that we switched, or we actually swapped a few issues in the program to accommodate Professor Mbote, because she was getting out. Actually, she was to sign out at 1, and we're trying to contain her within the program. We skipped a very vital part of the program, the photo session. So immediately after this, we will converge outside for photo session. The cameraman is here. He'll take us through outside this building for photo session. Thereafter, we will have lunch. Lunch will be served at the spaces or the places where you took your refreshment. For wherever you took your refreshment, please go there for your lunch. And then I would like to announce that immediately after lunch, we will have the breakup sessions, and the panels will be constituted as follows. There is sub-theme number 1, as indicated in the program. This sub-theme number 1 will converge. The panel will be at the DVC, that is Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Leakages Boardroom, or if you want, Room 10. DVC Real Boardroom, all Room 10. For those who are new, please take the advantages of the ushers who are around to be shown Room 10. We will be around. Even if you see me walking around and you are stranded, please let me know, and we'll show you the place where your panel is going to be. Number 2, that is sub-theme 2, will be at the VC's, Vice Chancellor's Boardroom. Vice Chancellor's Boardroom, sub-theme 2. Sub-theme 3 will be at Kilimambogo Hall. This is here, right here, where we are. Sub-theme number 3. Sub-theme number 4 will be at Iluvia Hall. Iluvia Hall is it upstairs? Oh, okay, at the final, where I'm pointing, you find it on that side. And then, sub-theme number 5 will be at the Administration, Planning and Finance Boardroom. That is near the university. You'll be shown. And it's important that you also walk there. And some of you, if you have visited here for the first time, make sure that at least you have a bit of geography of the university. Tour the university. and get to know all those places. Sub-theme number 6 will be at Tahita Hall. Tahita Hall. It's in this building. This building. Then sub-theme number 7 will be at the manager's office of this hotel. Manager's office. So with that announcement, I'm sure you've got it. Do I have to repeat? I think we got it right. So at this time, may I request that somebody comes over to pray for lunch. In anticipation, as we go for photo session, because we are not going to converge here, Dr. Nzeve, you can pray for lunch for us. I'll bring the mic where you are. Then we go for the photo session, and thereafter go for lunch. Thank you so much indeed. Enjoy your lunch.
In case your paper was blessed, if your paper was supposed to be in sub-theme 3, and then the program is in sub-theme 7, don't worry. Just let us know so that we can direct you to where you rightfully belong. We take responsibility of that error, and we apologize in advance, so don't get worried. If any of your papers is misplaced in terms of sub-theme, don't you get worried. Let us know. We'll direct you to the respective place where you belong. Thank you.
So let's give thanks for the lunch. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you once again. We thank you because you have taken us through since morning. We did ask for your guidance, and we thank you because you have helped us. As we disperse for lunch, we pray that as we go to take lunch, we pray that you sanctify and bless it for our bodies. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Chairs of sessions